What's up, guys? Welcome to the Sunday Sermon with Dan and Brennan. I am Brennan.
And I'm Dan.
It is Sunday, May 7th, and I am hung over.
Again,
it's going to be a routine.
Siete de Mayo.
Yeah. Yes. This is a hangover that not even our Lord Tim Tebow could save me from.
No, and Tim Tebow also couldn't save the Columbia Fireflies from getting no hit last night.
Yeah, big lack of respect there. One of the pitchers, it was a combined effort, who no hit the Columbia Fireflies was from Long Island. And
he plays for a team called Lakewood, which is where I'm from, which is sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a combined no hitter. That doesn't really count.
It doesn't really count. And I've never understood getting pulled out of a game during a no hitter.
Because, well, I don't know. Especially in the minor leagues, they don't really care because they're just trying to protect pitchers' arms now. And do you really give a shit if a minor leaguer throws a no hitter? I don't.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I take back everything I just said. You're totally right. Who gives a shit? And it's single A, right? Yeah, it's single A.
Yeah, low single A, I think.
There's two single A's?
There's 3 single A's, I'm pretty sure.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose?
Yeah, I don't know.
Jeez. God, I hate minor league baseball. So what's your prediction for what Tebow's going to do? Let's see. What does he got upcoming? When's the next game?
You've nailed it. 2 straight weeks.
Yeah.
My prediction of 0 for 0 with 4 sacrifices did not happen last week, but I don't like to quit, which is actually false. I quit everything I do, but I'm not going to quit this, and I'm going to predict the same thing. 0 for 0, 4 sacrifices.
Okay, all right. So he's playing Lakewood again today. I see a huge bounce back from Tebow. I'm going to say 3 for 4 with a triple and a strikeout.
Okay, now you're just getting out of hand with the triple thing. That was pretty sweet the other day or 2 weeks ago when you said 2 for 4 with a double, but 3 for 4 with a triple's absolutely greedy.
I'm really trying to test the theory of our connection here.
Yeah, that's true. We can see what happens. Today, 4th and final game of Cavs-Raptors today. Cavs have won the first 3 games by an average of, I want to say, 107 points or something like that.
Jeez.
Something around there. Kyle Lowry, the Raptors point guard, and obviously if you're listening to this has already happened, and the Cavs definitely already won by 25. But Lowry said he's doubtful to play because of his ankle. Like, no shit. First of all, his ankle hurts, which sucks. But second of all, why even bother playing? You're going to lose by 25 points. Is there like a game that you could want to play less than being down 3-0 to the Cavs in a playoff series?
No, not at all. Larry plays for Toronto, right?
Yes.
Didn't Drake once say nothing to play with like a sprained ankle?
Oh, he did. So is that a little disrespect towards Drake there as the world's greatest rapper, you think?
Could be. That's hometown disrespect, which is the worst kind of disrespect.
Can't confirm nor deny that.
For those of you who have listened to us before, Dan and I were big excuse guys. So if I were Lowry, I'd sit out and say, you know what? Couldn't come back. Bad ankle.
Or do you play, and when you get your ass kicked, my ankle was hurt. Kind of like the Clippers just always want Blake Griffin to get hurt so they can just keep saying, well, we lost because Blake Griffin was hurt.
Yeah, have you been hearing about Kristaps Porzingis for Blake Griffin?
Yeah. I have that written down. We were going to talk about that. That was all. Well, did you see his tweet last night? That's what I was going to say.
Oh, yeah, with the smiley faces. Deleted within 10 seconds, but about 4,000 screenshots of it were sent to me, which was awesome.
Porzingis tweeted last night. It just said LA Clippers with 3 smiling faces.
3 smiling faces.
And literally, I think within less than a minute, it was deleted. And they came out, a Porzingis rep today came out and said he was hacked, which is always the best go-to thing when a celebrity tweets something really stupid. He got hacked. It definitely wasn't him.
I feel like we're really disrespecting hackers when we say that somebody who has your Twitter password or just looked at your phone while Twitter was open hacked you. I mean, that's a lot of disrespect.
I have the
Anonymous,
same
don't come after us.
So, yeah, I have the same password for everything. So if Kristaps Porzingis is like me and he, I had to give you my WordPress password the other day, and you could literally control my life with that because it is mine. You can get my email. You can get into my bank. You could get in my bank account, by the way.
Yeah, I've thought about it because I'm.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot more money than you.
Yeah, that is without a doubt. Yes.
But so Cavs, real quick, we'll recap. LeBron just being the absolutely most disrespectful player in the entire world to the Raptors, and it's hilarious. Just spinning the ball in front of Ibaka before he shoots a three, pretending to drink beer, catching oops off the backboard. So I'm going to go today, my little Cavs prediction. If I get this right, everybody listening to this owes me $10. I'm going to go 107-91 Cavs. LeBron goes for 30 points and a triple-double.
Wow. Okay. So if everybody who listens owes you $10, you're going to make like $10 essentially.
Well, we're each going to listen, so that's 20.
You're going to give yourself $10.
Craig's going to upload this. He might listen to a fraction of it. That's $30.
That counts. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm at least profiting 20 here.
Okay. Nice. All right. Yeah. I mean, $20 is $20, man.
Yeah, that's what. I'm not going to go into there, but you know what I would do for $20?
A lot of things. A lot of dirty things.
So NHL playoffs, the Caps pulled it off last night, won 4-2 against the Penguins. What else has happened in the world of hockey?
Well, you know what? I really want to hover on that Caps Penguins series for a second there. I think them winning last night was a no-brainer. You're back in DC.
It's the Caps year.
It's not the Caps.
So that's what I've been hearing.
But yeah, that has been the word on the street for a while. But what I really want to bring up is Sidney Crosby, Canadian Jesus.
I don't know. I don't know anything about hockey.
Well, let me break it down for you. On Tuesday, Crosby died. Crosby died. He died from Matt Niskanen's sins. All right, former teammate. He's on the ice. He's dead. Mm-hmm. 3 days later, he rises, full participant in practice, plays the next day.
Okay, that's fair enough. So it's like I guess Easter's not a American holiday, but I was going to say we could start celebrating Canadian Easter on Cinco de Mayo if that would have been the day, right?
I mean, any excuse to drink heavily is always worked for me.
Well, I'm going to go with every May 5th now when everybody else is celebrating Cinco de Mayo. I'm celebrating Canadian Easter, and that's going to be our little thing, and it's just going to be us, and we can have we can dress up like Sidney Crosby and hide teeth around the living room or something like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'd actually be all about that.
New York team. What else is going on in hockey?
So the Predators, they're looking.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That is probably the worst name in sports. The Predators. That I don't know. I hear predator and I immediately think like pedophile, like a child predator.
To catch a predator. Yeah.
If we're gonna get rid of the Indians and the Redskins, we definitely got to look into the Predators.
Yeah, you know what? I can't disagree with you there.
Elliot Stabler and Olivia Benson are probably flipping a shit watching the Predators game.
Good to
That's from SVU. If you have no idea.
No, I got it. Yeah, vicious felonies.
Yeah.
But as I was saying before, I was so unrudely interrupted because that's what we do here. The Predators are looking like the best team by far in the play. Oh, actually, I won't say by far. Penguins look pretty nasty too.
Yeah, and the Capitals look pretty.
And you know what the best part about the Predators winning?
There's nothing good about Predators winning, bro. That means kids are being hurt.
Yeah, well, there is one good thing.
What's that?
I get to keep seeing Carrie Underwood on TV.
Oh, does her husband play for
Mike Fisher?
Mike Underwood?
Yeah, I would take her last name if I was him. That would be smart.
Being married to Carrie Underwood, as hot as she is, I bet that's got to be pretty terrible because I would be on edge every second of the day if you do anything wrong. Because if judging by her music, she is not afraid to kill you.
Oh yeah, she is not to be trifled with.
Every song, I think I used to really like Carrie Underwood, and then about the last 12 songs she's released have all been about injuring or killing her boyfriend or significant other, whatever. She's like an adult, grown-up, crazy Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Do you think that marriage is Underwood or Overwood?
I don't get it.
You shouldn't. Yeah, so the Predators look great. Just to touch on that real quick, James Neal is nasty. Kid has a fucking snipe. And Subban, that had to be I don't know if you know in the offseason, Dan, PK Subban was traded from the Montreal Canadiens straight up to the Nashville Predators for Shea Weber. And basically what Montreal did is give up one of the best puck-moving defensemen in the league and got back an older defenseman who doesn't move the puck as well and doesn't really fit into their system. So that has to be the most one-sided trade of all time. not really. That's a lot of disrespect to former trades, but
I don't know anything about hockey. That's kind of maybe that's similar to when the Nets literally traded a decade worth of draft picks and players to the Celtics to try and be good for 1 year.
Yeah, well, we're talking about basketball franchises in New York. I mean, it's just going to be ugly.
The first one between the Knicks and the Nets to win like 35 games in a season should get, I don't know, design the other team's uniforms and they have to wear like pink all year or something like that? Or would that be like offensive to people with breast cancer?
It would might spread the word a little bit. I don't think people know about breast cancer enough.
No, I just found out about it this past October during the NFL. I forget pretty much from November till the end of September, and then I'm like, oh yeah, people have cancer. That sucks.
Well, it's because football's a contact sport and you have a concussion.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That whole segment right there, like that joke I tried to make was absolutely awful, so everybody just ignore that. That never happened.
That was really bad, and thoughts and prayers to you if you're going through that struggle.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. You don't deserve it. I'm going to sit in timeout for like 10 seconds right now. I'm not going to open my mouth. Ready, go.
That's perfect, so I can finish talking about this. The Ducks are leading the series against the Oilers, 3-2. The Oilers are young. I think the Ducks just have that experience. You got Getzlaf.
All right, it's been 10 seconds, and I am back.
I hate you, Dan. Have that experience. So they play again tonight at 7. Should be a good game. Definitely watch for the Ducks to close out tonight. Just real quick, I gotta give a heavy heart to my buddies back in New York, including my brother Geary, who are big Rangers fans because they just cannot finish.
I've had that problem before.
Yeah, we're not going to get into it, but I have as well. Yes.
Do you?
Hey, Dan, too soon.
All right.
Too soon. But yeah, they just can't finish. I mean, Hank has been playing pretty stellar. Some of them you gotta look at it like maybe he could have made a better save, but I mean that team's not where they are now without him, regardless. So it's really hard to point the finger. Their rookies have been playing really well. Lindbergh woke up after basically getting 5 minutes of ice time in a double overtime game in the beginning of the series, and he's been playing outstanding, but they just can't finish in the final moments. I don't know if it's a locker room problem. I don't know if McDonough's too quiet of a leader and they're just not getting the message across, but it's not looking good for them right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they bounce back in the series because they are such a talented team, but it's not looking good right now. Ottawa's is 1 win away from moving on to the conference finals. But that's pretty much what's going on in hockey right now. I'm really excited. It's been a good year of playoff hockey, and hopefully it just keeps getting better.
Yeah, and speaking of playoff hockey, actually, did you pre-order Lonzo Balls' new shoe?
I did not because I am poor, but everybody, if you read
not a big baller, huh?
No, I am not a big baller, but if you read my blog this week, pre-order shipments are guaranteed to go out by November 24th, which is my birthday. So if any of our listeners want to, give me a little birthday present.
Like we said, we're probably going to have about 3 listeners, and I'm going to be one of them, and I'm definitely, most certainly not going to pitch in for that. If you haven't heard, first of all, these shoes are really ugly. You can tell Lonzo Ball's dad definitely designed them because it looks like the perfect shoe for a 50-year-old man. Like, it's basically a black version, not like a black person version, just the color black version of the New Balance or like the New Balance Dad. You know what shoe I'm talking about? And the Nike Air Monarch. It's like it's a rule that once you have 3 kids and you're over 40, that's the only shoe you're allowed to wear. But it looks like that, and it's $495.
Yeah, unless you're a size 14 or 15, then it's $695.
Wait. If you are a 14 or 15, it's $495?
No. If you are size 14 or 15, it's $695 for the shoe.
What goes through this LeVar Ball's head that thinks like this would be a good idea and that people are going to want to pay $700 for a shoe?
I also want to point out, I know you just went on your tirade, pretty disrespectful to Kobe Bryant because they look exactly like Kobe's.
Do they? That's probably why they suck because I hate Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
Speaking of Predators.
Yeah, really. But no, he got away with it. He didn't get away with it. He got, is the word I'm looking for acquitted here? I don't know my legal jargon.
Yeah, he was definitely acquitted.
But that shoe sucks. First of all, $495 for a super ugly shoe. Second of all, Ball hasn't even played a game in the NBA. We don't even know. He's supposed to be good, but Brandon Jennings was supposed to be good. Brandon Knight was supposed to be good. Darko Milicic was also supposed to be good. So this would be absolutely spectacular. I really like Lonzo Ball, or I don't really like him, but I have no reason to dislike him. But I'm almost rooting for him to fail now just because I want to see his dad fail.
Oh, totally. I mean, my brother sent me the most aggressive text message yesterday, and he said he hopes Lonzo Ball breaks both his legs the first day of practice, which I thought was, like I said, a little on the aggressive side. I just hope he sucks.
I don't want him to get hurt. I just want him to shoot like 33% from the field and score like 6 points.
Yeah.
I want him to be like as bad as Austin Rivers is. That's all I'm really hoping for here. I'm not hoping he tears his knee apart like Sean Livingston. That's a little rough.
It's tough for me to get out of bed in the morning and support a 19-year-old who is in a 10-time better position in life than I'll ever be. At the same time, I really don't want to wish harm on anybody, but LeVar Ball, man, that dad is just like...
Oh, I'll for sure wish harm on LeVar Ball, but not Lonzo. I mean, it's just tough for me to get out of bed in the morning in general because I hate my job and my life, so...
Yeah, and plus you get kidney stones, so...
I have kidney stones? When did this happen?
I don't know. I was just going out on a limb because you're so old.
I'm 1 year older than you. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, well, whatever. All right, let's move on to the Kentucky Derby.
I was going to say that. Holy crap, this is good. This is good.
We're in the zone.
So something called Always Dreaming wins. I don't care about the Kentucky Derby. It's not even the best derby in sports. I prefer the home run derby to the Kentucky Derby any day of the week. And I really thought that after, I don't even know the horse's name that won the Triple Crown 2 years ago, but I really thought after somebody won the Triple Crown, we were just going to stop caring about horse racing. I thought that was the only reason we talked about the Kentucky Derby was because we were waiting for somebody to do it. It's like they did it, so I think we should wait like 20 or 30 years until somebody doesn't win the Triple Crown before we start talking about it again.
I also forget the name of the horse who won the Triple Crown 2 years ago or last year or whenever it was, but I feel like we always still bring up Secretariat.
Yeah, because isn't there a movie about him?
Probably. I mean, why wouldn't there be?
I don't know. Isn't there a famous movie? Isn't it called Secretariat or something like that?
I think you're thinking of Seabiscuit there, my friend.
That's definitely what I'm thinking.
Toby Maguire.
The same thing. They're both stupid horse names.
Yeah, Spider-Man riding a horse. What's better?
Yeah.
Did you put any money on the Kentucky Derby?
No, because I honestly didn't know the Kentucky Derby was going on until it ended yesterday.
Okay, so I was going through the odds, and usually, I'm betting is a recent thing for me, really, because I always lose. I never went through that period where it like ropes you in early because you win, your first kind of like blind bets. But for some reason, I'm still roped in, like I'm addicted to losing money, which makes sense because I blow money on a pretty consistent basis on things I don't need, like copious amounts of alcohol. But I saw Irish War Cry, and I could not help myself, man.
I would have gone all in on that. I would have cleared the savings account.
Yeah, well, it got me nothing. So,
what place did it? Who was the horse in the? I saw the video in the back. I can't remember the name, but it literally had no chance. Like it didn't even look like it knew how to race. It looked like my dog in the back of a horse race. It was like skipping. It was incredible.
I did not see that.
It was all he finished. I think it was the Derby. It was one of the races yesterday. He finished like probably a gazillion. What are they paces? I don't know how they use it in horse racing. Strides,
lengths, horse lengths. I think
he was super far behind, and he wasn't even running. He had no clue what was going on. But some dude going back to the betting, he did a six race parlay, $2 got him $857,335 back.
That is the blindest luck. I mean, there's no way that guy went in thinking, like, this is going to work out.
Right, because he only bet $2.
Yeah. I mean, if you're sure of anything. Imagine you put $10. You would be a millionaire.
$100 down, just times whatever he won by 50. This is... I get pumped if I win $10 on a scratch off, and this dude's winning $850,000 on a $2 bet. What did I do wrong? If there's only one God and there's not a gambling God or whatever, like I don't know, maybe when Pete Rose dies he can be the gambling God. But what do I have to do? Who do I pray to make this happen? Because I'm tired of working. I don't want to work anymore.
I feel like we covered this. You got to pray to Crosby or Tim Tebow.
Oh, okay. Or both.
Or both, yeah.
Well, definitely not Tebow. Tebow's definitely not a guy to pray to about gambling. I think that's bad.
Yeah. And, Crosby gambles on his life every time he's on the ice. Dude's brain has to be scrambled eggs by now.
But yeah, I'm 23. I've always said I want to retire by the time I'm 35, which is absolutely not possible. And I just have always assumed that one day I'm going to be rich, and I'm just waiting for it. It's got to accidentally happen because I've never done anything on purpose in my life. So I got 11 because it's almost my birthday. I got 11 years to accidentally get rich, and maybe I got to start betting on horse racing. That might be the way to go.
Getting accidentally rich has to be the best way to get rich. And just side note, I called you old, and I just realized we are the same exact age.
Yeah, I know we're the same exact age. I already knew that.
You said you were a year older, so you lied.
Well, I am I'll be a year older. My birthday's June 2nd. If anybody anybody wants to get me a pair of the Baller
ZO2s,
whatever those are.
I'll get you the slides. They're only $220.
Are those stupid flip-flops that people like to wear socks with?
Yeah, the only reason I even know what slides are is because, playing lacrosse tournaments growing up, that's what dudes would wear in between games because, they couldn't stand wearing cleats for an extra 20 minutes.
That's the most lacrosse thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah. If you could have played in socks and flip-flops, you absolutely would have done it.
I probably would have played. I'm wearing flip-flops right now. Leather, rainbows. They're awesome.
I'm wearing moccasins. No big deal. My dog ate the shoestring out of one of them.
You do love America, and that includes the natives.
That's exactly right. And, well, you played lacrosse, so...
Wow. We are an American podcast. For Americans, by Americans.
Jesus. You want to move on to some MSN-splaining?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. First things first. Did you see last week? I think it was either Sunday or Monday night. Some dude at Fenway proposed to his girlfriend, and she said no on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I'm all about that stuff because I hate when people propose at like the Indians game because it happens almost every single night, I feel like, and it's not. I don't want to go on the it's not original train, man. Like it's that proposal's so mainstream, but it's really lame. Like I proposed to my wife wearing mesh shorts while eating ice cream, so I think nobody else does that, so I win that. But
yeah, you're really setting yourself up for a casual marriage.
Yeah, and if you propose wearing mesh shorts while eating Dairy Queen, we were sitting on top of a hill watching a little kid's baseball game because I guess my favorite hockey team is the Predators. But yeah, I popped the question there, and it's like, wow, if he's going to be this lazy when he proposes, he's definitely not going to do anything when we're married. And she expected that, she knew that, and she still said yes. So I've literally never done a chore in this whole year that we've been married, and it's going great.
Yeah, it's going great for now. I'm going to say that there's no way you can maintain that.
We'll see. But yeah, anyways, I was all about this chick saying no because I think it's hilarious. Just because it's so overdone. I've always wanted to see it happen. It happened like 10 years ago, I think, at a Rockets game. But it seemed like it might have been staged. I don't know. But this chick's got to have some balls because usually, I would say you should just say yes and then break his heart after. But to do it in front of thousands of people, that's hilarious. And there's no better way to break up. Like, she had to have wanted to break up with him, but was a little nervous at how to do it. And she's like, well, this is my chance. I'll just break his heart in front of 30,000 people, and he'll never want to see me again.
Yes, speaking of, the crowd was chanting, just say yes, just say yes. I feel like in that situation, you have to say yes, and then in the parking lot be like, dude, I'm not going to marry you. That is ridiculous. That is a terrible idea. You got to give the people what they want.
That would have been the politically correct thing to do, but good for her because the dozen or so people that are all about her saying no, who have no emotions like me, I was all about it. So if I ever get divorced because I'm not doing any chores like you're saying and you don't think I can ride that out, so my wife leaves me, that girl's definitely the one I'm looking for on the rebound.
Yeah, if you listen, you don't listen, but hit us up.
Yeah. Well, you might have yourself a new boo thing, huh? I saw on Twitter. You definitely used your service from the 1 month that you spent in Jordan doing absolutely nothing. Use that for some retweets on Twitter with the Barstool guys, and it worked like a charm.
Oh, it worked like a charm, absolutely. Yeah, I gotta say, man, yes, you're right, I was in Jordan. It is the Middle East. No big deal. KBD. I did spend a lot of time masturbating in porta potties in 110-degree heat, so no big deal again, but KBD.
That's like, by the way,
for my service.
let me interrupt you real quick. For anybody that listening and doesn't understand military things, like masturbating while you're on post is super normal. So he's not weird or anything, and that's not like out of context. That's just what happens. So
yeah, when you're in a tower for 8 hours staring at an empty Middle Eastern desert, you got to do something to pass the time. You know, it's really all I'm going to say.
A pretty good-looking goat might walk by or something like that.
You know, I do like them furry. I don't know if that's the right word for wool, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I totally, you know, we're both pretty big stoolies. You know, there's no way to hide that. Yeah. And yeah, I kind of KFC and Fights were on their podcast talking about the best situational beer. And you know, on my way back, we stopped in the Shannon Airport in Ireland, and I, you know, hadn't drank in quite a bit, and I had a Guinness in Ireland, and it was by far the best beer I've ever had in my life, and tweeted that out to them, and they just ran with it. You know, I guess they appreciated it, and I was very honest about what I was doing over there. You know, no, I wasn't making up any war stories, but yeah, let's just say, you know, a cute girl hit me with the sup, and I slid.
Two cute girls hit you with the sup. It was just the second one was cuter.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. So, you know, I did the right thing, slid in the DMs, and you know, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, we can grab a drink when I'm you know, back in town one of these days.
Yeah, she's from New York. She's from where you are, so
yeah. Hopefully, she doesn't listen, and as I air her personal details out there, which is awesome.
Well, we haven't said her name yet. I don't.
And I'm not planning on it.
If I knew what it was, I would totally say it right now, but I don't know what it is.
But you know, while we're talking about Twitter, give me a follow at Brennan TPA.
Wow, look at that. That was pretty smooth.
Yeah, pretty.
I'm pretty jealous of that Guinness and Irish airport beer, because when I flew to Romania, which is NBD and not KBD, it's just strictly NBD.
Strictly.
There absolutely nothing happened except for just pretending like we were doing stuff out in the field. But when I flew to Romania, the first 4 flights that went before me all stopped in Ireland and then flew to Romania. My flight stopped. It went from North Carolina to New Hampshire. Then I went to Romania.
Wow.
It was a bogus thing in the entire world. And they're like, oh, well, we made you goodie bags that have Sudokus and popcorn balls in them. And it's like,
whoa, don't talk about Sudoku.
You gotta act like you're real thankful and stuff like that. And these people didn't have to do it, so it was really nice. But it's like everybody else gets to drink beer at an Irish airport, and I'm doing Sudokus with old people in New Hampshire right now. This is the worst moment of my entire life.
Was this on your way back? No, this is on your way there, right?
On the way there, yeah. On the way back, it was straight Romania to Cherry Point. I was on a plane for 12 hours, maybe longer.
That's miserable.
And I couldn't fall asleep. I did fall asleep once.
Hey, at least it wasn't military air. You could have been in a C-7 sitting on a forward angle.
Yeah, we took a C something. I don't remember what it was, but to Italy, and
we're not Air Force guys. We don't know.
Yeah, I live on an Air Force base, but I still don't know anything. But yeah, we took one of those to Italy, and it was the most uncomfortable hour and a half of my entire life. I was thinking about just jumping out of it, but enough talk. I don't want to talk about the military when I don't have to, because, like we said last week, it's the 4th worst job in America. But
yeah, a 4th to blogging.
Yeah, so
I don't know. You know what? Let's move on.
Yeah, more MSN explaining. I read this the other day, and it really bothered me. It said, people who like gay, sexist, or racist jokes are insecure about themselves. And I take big problem with this, because I love all said jokes, and I am definitely not insecure about myself. I just like making fun of people, and that is my sense of humor. And I also like when people make fun of me. So it's not that I'm insecure. It's just that I don't have feelings. I don't care what I'm going to make a joke. If it upsets you, I really could not care less. And I expect you to make fun of me back. I do a lot of things that are worthy of making fun of, and making fun of myself. And if you're not going to bring it back, then that's your fault. Don't try and be politically correct with me. I'm not insecure. I just like to laugh at things that aren't supposed to be funny.
And I think that's pretty normal. On the other hand of that, I am very insecure, and I like to exploit other people's feelings to make myself feel better.
Well, you totally just ruined my narrative and completely proved this story right, so you're an asshole.
Yeah, that's my bad.
So way to go. So everything I just said is null and void. Is that the right way to use that? I hear that a lot, and I've always wanted to toss it around, so I just said it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I used whom in a sentence the other day, actually in a tweet. I had no idea. It sounded like I was supposed to use whom, so I just rolled with it, and nobody corrected me. So I think I've done it right, but probably not.
Almost as impressive as using behoove correctly.
Okay, Corporal.
All right. What else do we have on MSN?
Wait, behoove? I just found out like a year ago that it was behoove. I thought everybody was saying behoove you, and that doesn't make any sense. But I just found out it was one word.
If I want to get your ears checked.
So Alicia Keys is leaving The Voice, and 2 weeks ago I was talking about how much I didn't. Alicia Keys came up on the celebrities with the top highest IQs, and I talked about how much I disliked Alicia Keys because she is like so lazy with her appearance, and I don't care about that. I hate that she's so lazy to the point where it's like she wants people to know that she doesn't care,
which means she cares the most.
She cares that people care that she doesn't care, or she cares that people don't care that she don't care. I don't know, but so I called her out on that. And 2 weeks later, she's leaving The Voice. So is this my fault? Did I get Alicia Keys off The Voice?
It's definitely not your fault.
So does that mean it is? Does 2 knots make a yes?
2 knots makes a bow tie. I don't know how to tie a bow tie.
That was good. Yeah, neither do I. But so we'll do some further investigating into that. But I may have gotten Alicia Keys to leave The Voice, just like I almost killed Aaron Carter that one time. But last MSN splaining, some monkeys. It was some kind of breed that I didn't know how to say, so I thought I would just go with some monkeys.
Okay.
Some monkeys pee on their hands so that they can wash their feet. Moises Alou, the former baseball player for the Cubs, and I don't know, he played for a lot of people, but he used to pee on his hands before he batted.
So did Jorge Posada. Don't forget about the Yankees, please.
Yeah, so it's not that weird. I mean, I guess a lot of people pee on their hands, or maybe the monkeys are doing a special tribute to Moises Alou. I don't know, but I always wondered why guys peed on their hands, because we have things such as pine tar and batting gloves, and we don't have to resort to our own piss to grip the
ask George Brett about how using pine tar worked out for him.
Yeah, that's true. You can hit home runs and get called out, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I have nothing to roll into that. I just wanted to mention that. There's absolutely no talking point from that.
Okay, I appreciate that. I feel smarter.
Yeah, you're welcome. So
that behooved me.
It would behoove you to be behooved. Jay Cutler is going. He's decided he's going to stop playing football, and he's going to do some broadcasting. I think he's with Fox.
Fox, yeah.
Fox. Mm-hmm. So he said that this is permanent, but he's definitely going to regret it. He said so. That means it's not permanent.
Yeah.
It means the second that the Browns' first 4 quarterbacks get hurt, Jay Cutler's waiting there with arms wide open. He's definitely going to come in, play for 3 weeks, and then he's going to get hurt.
I think one of the saddest storylines of this offseason is I read an article about Cutler reaching out to the Texans, and they never got back to him. That's kind of sad, man. Not even a courtesy call to
not
be
even
like
a no or a not interested. I mean,
they just straight up let him go to voicemail. They were screening Jay Cutler's calls.
That's awesome.
You know you're in a bad spot when your starting quarterback, your projected starting quarterback, is going to be Tom Savage, and you're looking at a Cutler call like, no thanks.
Tell him we're not here. Tell him we're not here.
Yeah. Shh.
I wonder if they blocked his number. I used to do that to some old bosses after I quit.
So I've seen Cutler on The League, which is a show I've enjoyed. He wasn't that bad.
Fantasy football?
What's that?
The show about fantasy football?
Yeah, that is a perfect side note for me to let you know that remind you that I won our fantasy football league this year.
And I lost to him in the championship, so that was super. I was just talking about this yesterday with my friends. Yeah, I have friends. My 5th fantasy football championship loss. I've never won.
Wow.
5th loss.
Wow.
I am the Buffalo Bills of fantasy football.
You are. Your name next year has to be like Jim Kelly something.
But yeah, I suck. So.
Oh, speaking of Jim Kelly, just real quick, Mr. Irrelevant, Chad Kelly.
Chad Kelly, yeah, that's right. I love how we make a huge deal about Mr. Irrelevant on draft day, making him not so irrelevant. But
yeah. And also, you just got drafted into the NFL. You are about as relevant as you've ever been in your entire life.
Well, especially too because usually Mr. Irrelevant you've never heard of, but Chad Kelly's a huge D-bag and does everything in his power to make sure that people know he's a huge D-bag, like getting in fights at high school football games and stuff, and
slotting into Mia Khalifa's DMs
twice. That dude's the worst. I wish he wouldn't have. I wish he wouldn't have got drafted. I don't want his name back out there.
It's coming. It's coming.
So, Border Patrol. Last week we talked about how those two dudes from Colombia got caught smuggling in like $400,000 worth of cocaine that they wrapped it around.
Yeah, I saw those pictures. Ridiculous that they even thought they could get away with that.
But Border Patrol, I only read the headline of this. I didn't go into the article as usual. But Border Patrol stopped some lady with 3 pounds of heroin strapped to her ass. The heroin epidemic is absolutely not funny. But a lady strapping it to her ass and trying to smuggle it in, like maybe Border Patrol will just think maybe they'll think I'm thick, have a really big butt, is funny. And she got caught, so that's good. But.
Yeah, she's just THICC thick.
No, my leg is cramping up right now. Oh, on air, live on air right now. I just got a bad leg cramp. This is not good. I'm gonna fight through this, but. Anyway,
playing injured. Got to respect it. Maybe you're more of a hockey guy than you originally thought. Because if you were LeBron, you'd be getting walked off of the podcast right now.
Or maybe just coming to think of it, I haven't drank a single glass of water this weekend, which could be a big problem.
It's not time for health and fitness yet, Dan.
No, it's not. But oh man, that hurts. And I don't like that jab at LeBron because. When you cramp up, you literally can't move. So how is he going to play an NBA basketball game? So screw it.
I don't know if he needs to be carried to the locker room though.
Dude, have you ever flexed your calf too hard when you're laying down? That hurts, man.
It does.
You can't even move. I did that in a restaurant one time because I was probably just checking myself out. It's back.
This might come as a surprise to you, but I don't have the athletic prowess of LeBron James, so I think comparing our leg cramps is a little ridiculous.
Oh my god, dude! Enough about leg cramps because these are getting out of hand. Woo! But
what else you got for us, Dan?
The Pope, cool Pope, is upset about the Moab, the mother of all bombs that we dropped on Afghanistan, or wherever. That was where we dropped it, right?
Yes, that is where we dropped it.
He's upset because we called it the mother. It's like,
he wanted to be the father or the Poab, the Pope of all bombs.
Yeah, the Pope of all bombs. It just dropped a bunch of Bibles all over this Muslim neighborhood. But I don't know. He's just upset that they use the word mother. I didn't read the article, obviously, but
once there's a Wikipedia page about it, we'll check it out.
When the Pope is getting involved in when Catholic people are getting involved in political correctness, the world is just doing an absolute 180 right now.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It is simply just Looney Tunes in this world we live in.
And the last thing I have written down, really, and I got two more, but the last thing, Stephen Hawking says humans have to find a new place to live within the next 100 years. We're all going to die. We haven't figured. There's no way we're going to find a new place to live within the next 100 years. I think that's just preposterous to even think that's possible because we've been spending forever trying to see if people might have used to live on Mars thousands and thousands or millions of years ago. But I'm tired of Stephen Hawking because if you saw a picture of that dude and you didn't know who he was and he said, this guy says we better leave the earth in 100 years, there's absolutely no way you're going to take him serious. He looks absolutely ridiculous. I'm not
a little mean, Dan.
I'm not. I don't care. I'm not going to take the word of a dude who has a permanent, upper bite. What's it called?
Overbite.
Overbite, or underbite. his bottom teeth, and his neck is.
All right. Yeah. I just want to point out that for those of you who don't know, I'm sure some of you do, but I've lived in a barracks dorm type situation for the last couple of years, and when I get told I need to move my room, it is like the bane of my existence, and I spend like weeks putting it off and just lying and saying I'm doing it. I'll move like one item a day. If you're going to look at me in my face and tell me that I got to find another planet to live on and I got to move there, it is not happening. I will put that off for another 100 years. I do not care. I will pass that problem on to whoever wants it.
Because we're going to have to do it in waves by like the thousands of people or something. Because one, who's going to build all the spaceships? And we have to have enough astronauts behind to keep getting us there. So is somebody just not going to leave? Like, are some people just going to sacrifice themselves and die on Earth? Or are we going to let Stephen Hawking control it all? If we just keep him alive and say, hey, this was your idea, dude, so you're going to have to get us all out of here?
I don't know, man. You're putting me in a mental pretzel right now.
Yeah. Leaving the barracks, man. Moving rooms. The Marine Corps has this thing where they think it's always like a brilliant idea to like, hey, we have a new guy who's coming to the barracks. Instead of putting him in the empty room, we're going to move everybody to a completely new building. Everybody, if you're on the first floor, you're definitely going to end up on the fifth floor now. And this guy's just going to move into the already vacant room, but we're still going to make everybody move. They basically just make no sense. I moved barracks like 9 different times for no reason. Just like, oh, well, this guy picked up corporal, so everybody has to move. Like, why? Why can't I just keep living with him?
It is a truly, truly miserable experience.
Because all that happens is like staff sergeant gets some crazy idea where he's like, well, yeah, everybody has to move. And if you say no, like, well, I'm going to NJP you and your career is going to be ruined. So, okay, well, I guess I'll move my mattress up 7 flights of stairs. Jerk.
Yeah, not a big stair guy.
No, I'm not. And when you're a boot, they don't let you use the elevator, which is
a ridiculous rule.
Yeah. I was in a barracks when I was at MOS school. They wouldn't let us use the elevator, not because like we were boots or anything, but because they didn't want it to break. They strictly had the elevator because you have to have it like in a building or something for handicapped people, but we weren't allowed to use it because they were afraid to break. So there was absolutely 0 point of having an elevator.
Ugh, I'm done. But, what else we got?
All I have left, and this is a serious note, just wanted to give a rest in peace to, I hope I'm saying this right, Kyle Milliken, the Navy SEAL who died yesterday in Somalia in the first combat death in that country since 1993. I don't know exactly what happened. I just know that we lost a Navy SEAL yesterday, and that's not cool.
Yeah, and there's 2 guys in the military who, have significantly easier jobs than being a Navy SEAL. I think we can
a little bit.
We can both tell you that it takes a different type of person to even attempt that challenge of becoming a SEAL, and then to lay down his life protecting people that he's never ever going to meet. And it's especially tough for these guys who are patriots, and they're really not even directly helping Americans, but they're helping people in a land somewhere that they truly will never have any experience with. And that's got to be just one of the most selfless things ever. And my thoughts and my heart and my prayers are with his family today and every day for a while. So thank you for your ultimate sacrifice, and hope you're kicking it with St. Peter up there.
Yeah. Well, going back to just turn this into a little positive about making fun of myself to end on a good note. Every now and then I always get overcome with like, and this hasn't happened in a long time because I'm completely dead set on getting out in a year and 2 months. But every now and then I would get overcome with a little false sense of motivation that like, yeah, I think being a Navy SEAL would be sweet, and I'll watch some videos, and then I'm like, never mind.
Never mind. Nope.
With a cinder block tied to my feet, and they're like, hey, you're handcuffed. Figure out how to get out of this. Like, I could barely climb the rope at boot camp. I'm definitely not making it through 5 minutes of Navy SEAL training.
Oh my God, dude! My buddy's brother went through buds twice. Was there for over a year and didn't get selected.
Oh,
yeah.
He should get compensated for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life, yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It doesn't even have to be money, but like free Chipotle forever or something like that. Cause
yeah. They said to him, get a little stronger and come back in 2 years. They told this guy to get a little stronger, who could probably kill me with a single punch.
That's it. First of all, that's a year of his life he'll never get back. And in that year, he definitely aged about 30 years. Yeah, he went into that being 28 and came out 58, no doubt.
Yeah, Jesus.
So, do you have anything else to add, or should we roll into health and fitness?
I think that's it. Let's roll into health and fitness. To finish her off.
All right. So every week we end up with health and fitness because we're Michelle Obama is a big fan of this podcast and she wants us to get the kids out to play. So, what is the healthiest thing you ate today?
I had some Ligandrol and a cup of water.
A cup of water, not even less.
I don't really eat on Sundays, man. I wake up, my stomach's a little on the fritz. So, what about you? What's the healthiest thing you ate today?
I've eaten absolutely nothing healthy. Let's see what I've drank a lot of stuff today. I had 2 cups of coffee this morning and a bagel that I loaded with cream cheese. And then I had a Yoo-hoo.
How are the bagels in D.C., by the way? I have to ask.
I don't know. I bought it from the store, so it tasted like every other bagel.
That's nonsense. But continue.
But yeah, man, I had a Yoo-hoo, and I also had a Coca-Cola, and then I had some Tostitos and salsa. So I guess the salsa is the healthiest thing I ate today because it was pineapple. That's a fruit, right?
It's essentially a smoothie.
So yeah, it's a chunky smoothie. That's what so I had a pineapple chunk smoothie today. That was the healthiest thing I had.
Are you going to work out?
No, I skipped my workout again to go to the driving range again, and my back kind of hurts again. So I probably won't work out today because the cabs start in 30 minutes, and then by the time that's over, I'm definitely going to be ready to get into bed. Yeah. You worked out today, though. What'd you do?
I did back and biceps.
Of course you did. What else are you going to do?
That's literally all I ever do.
Yeah. I had to go I was going to work out today, but I golfed yesterday, and I played horrendous. Like last week I said I shot a 91. I was okay with that. I thought I could have played better, so I was like, that's not bad. So I had the urge to go in the middle of the week this week. I was like, I'm going to break 90 because I really felt I should have. And I shot a 99. So that didn't go well. And then I went with my friends yesterday, and I stopped keeping score after about 4 holes, and I ripped the scorecard up because I definitely shot in like the 120s. It was the worst round of golf I've played in my entire life. So I thought I had to get back out there today and prove myself I could hit a golf ball. And so I had to sacrifice my fitness for it.
God bless you, Dan.
Yeah, I suck at golf, and it's never going to get any better.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to be. If you're good at golf and you aren't a pro, you're an asshole.
Yeah, it's a little bougie of you. It's a little bougie of you if you're good at golf.
Really rubbing it in. There's nothing worse than when you go golfing with someone and you're like, "Are you any good?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm okay." And then they shoot like 3 over par, and you're like, "You said you were okay. You're really freaking good. I shot 103, and you shot a 75. So screw you."
Yeah, there's really nobody I dislike on the golf course more than the guy who doesn't play, like, ever, and he's still better than you.
One golf thing before we head out of here. The hardest shot in golf is the shot when you're playing, like, by yourself or there's 2 of you and the foursome in front of you lets you play through and you have to tee off and they're watching you because they're judging you the entire time. Because if you hit a really shitty shot, they're going to be like, "Oh, man, we let this guy play through."
Yeah, we regret this decision.
Yeah, this actually happened last week. This dude let me play through and I shanked my tee shot and then he just turned around and hit his ball. And he kept playing and didn't let me go through. So that happened and that was super embarrassing.
Wow. Rough.
Yeah. But I think that is it for us. The Cavs start in 32 minutes, and the Indians are currently playing. I got to go watch them because I haven't watched them in like a week. So we're gonna get out of here. Again, you can check out my work at waitingfornextyear.com as well as all the other guys who write over there for all your Cleveland sports need. You can catch Brennan, mostly Brennan, over at The Point After. I chip in about 2-3 times a week maybe, but Brennan does a lot of work over there. And last week he got a little upset because I said it wasn't quality, but it's funny. You can read it and you'll probably laugh. It's quality. So sorry for hurting your feelings, you snowflake.
That's right, Dan. I'm just trying to do this for the rest of my life, so it's really no big deal.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, until next week, folks. Happy Siete de Mayo.
Yeah. Happy whatever you just said. I don't speak Spanish. But yeah, guys, check me out at tpaguys.com. Dan's always on there too. People have been saying they like it, so keep checking it out, and we really appreciate the support. Also, like I said, follow me on Twitter at Brennan TPA. Follow Dan on Twitter at _Hoss, and then follow The Point After on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at TPA Guys. And Tebow be with you.
Peace.
Later.